Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you are new. My name is Heather. I'm a homeschooling mom of 3 kids, elementary and high school age. Today is Saturday, the 15th, and I am going to be starting, I think, a week of daily plans. And it's a little bit different because I am not planning to do a weekly plan for this week. And the only reason is because this week is our break week. And well, I say that, I'm not going to film it. I am going to write out my weekly plan, but there's not a whole lot that I'm going to put on particular days because this is our homeschool break week and I am going to be trying to get a lot of stuff done this week. So my thinking is to sit down and really flesh out all of the things that I want to do over the next week. We do have some different events happening. We're supposed to get like a foot of snow tomorrow on Sunday, and so I'm kind of unsure of what we're going to be doing. Originally, when I set up my goals for the month, I thought that we would do some sort of fun trip this week, but that is not actually going to happen. I have not planned anything. We have had snow every weekend and then doing homeschool during the week, and then now we're going to have snow this weekend. Potentially Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, we might get out of the house. I am unsure, and I'm kind of unclear on what we're going to be doing at all. I think the kids just want to like hang out and maybe see some of their friends that aren't traveling because this is also the public school break week. So I had planned to mainly focus on these things, this whole declutter section this week, and I have no idea what is actually going to get done. So that's what we're going to work on today. I am not going to plan today right yet. Typically, the way that I run my weeks for planning is I will do a brain dump on Sunday afternoon, evening, and plan out the week, and then each day I come in and, do my daily planning. It's about 10 o'clock on Saturday morning. I have not really been doing too much today so far. Lucy is still asleep. She was up super late last night, just couldn't fall asleep, probably because of all the candy she had from Valentine's Day. So what I'm going to do is just kind of brainstorm the things that I want to do this week, and then hopefully that will put me on the right track. I have no idea what I'm going to do today, and that's kind of why I was struggling to figure out what I wanted to do for planning for next week, because obviously if I get a lot of stuff done today and tomorrow, then I won't have to do as much during the week and I'll be able to rest more, which is also a priority. So what I'm going to do is just kind of go through my goals. I think I talked about this maybe last week in my plan with me, that I don't put all of my goals on a calendar for the month. I know that a lot of people will come in and write specific steps on specific days. I have a lot of freedom in my schedule, which is great, but I also have a lot of things that pop up that I don't necessarily planned for, but that I still have to deal with. For instance, I gave this example in my last plan with me as well. January, I had a bunch of stuff on the schedule, but I was sick most of the month and my kids were sick the rest of the month that I wasn't sick. And so I did not have the time to focus on the projects that I wanted to. That is not, a bad thing. I am not 100% in control of my schedule. I would like to be, but I'm not. So I just try to pad in a lot of margin into my week so that I do have time to focus on things. And that's kind of what this week is going to be, I think. So I am going to be hopefully having a meeting with Emma this week, and we are going to sit down and record that because I thought it would be interesting. She is, if you've been here any length of time, you'll know she is a year ahead for homeschool. She will have finished senior year this year. We're unsure of what she's going to do next year, and we're just going to kind of sit down and chat about all of the different options. But that is kind of the first thing that I would like to do, but it won't be until next week. I'm not entirely sure when next week, but I would like to sit down with her. I thought we would do it this week. We didn't. Declutter. I want to work on the basement. I need bookshelves in the basement. My idea is to move the bookshelves for our homeschool space into another section of our finished basement, which has like my treadmill and a stair stepper and some weights and stuff, and then a bunch of toys and like Legos and random things. I would like to put the books over there. We'll see if I actually get new bookshelves or not. Trying to find bookshelves has been a little bit challenging. I did get new bookshelves in my office, which I really like, but they were kind of expensive and I do not want to spend that amount of money in the basement. So I have to kind of look at Walmart and see if they have some shelves that will work in stock so that I can get them and put them together. All right, I also want to go through homeschool curriculum. Even though it's on the same line, because our homeschool books and everything are in the basement, I'm going to put it separately here. I don't know if I will actually get through this, and that is because if I don't get the bookshelves, I won't be able to move the books, and then I'm just not going to deal with them until I actually get the bookshelves. I need to do the entryway, an entryway closet, pantry, and update food inventories. And I do really need to do like a stock up at Sam's Club. I don't know when I'm going to do that either. I keep putting it off. There are like a few things that I really do need, like butter and dish soap and just like, random household things, paper towel and such. And I can order that stuff online, but I also want to do like a stock up on food. But the problem with that is that obviously you can't ship a lot of the food unless it's dry goods, which I don't order a ton of dry goods or canned things. I'm mainly looking at the freezer and the dairy and stuff. And so I actually have to go to Sam's Club, and I have not had a chance to. Maybe this week we will have a chance, but at the same time, because it's school break week, it is going to be so busy. And this is, I know that this really has nothing to do with planning out anything, but I asked the kids if they wanted to do their homeschool break this week, and initially they said yes because their friends are going to also be on break. Most of my kids' friends are public schooled, but then they found out that a large portion of them are traveling this week, but we're still taking the week off. But that means like we can't go ice skating because it will be so packed during open skate. We can go, but none of us like those big crowds, so it's just going to be a little bit different, but hopefully we can just still get out a little bit. I would like to work on the kids' rooms. We will see if this happens. Lucy's room is clean, Jack's room, and Emma's room. I don't know. I would also like to go through the clothes for all of the kids. They don't get rid of the clothes that don't fit them. Like I tell them to give me clothes if they don't fit, but they just put them away and then they just don't use them. So I need to like go through and just grab stuff so that I can make a list of what we need for spring, summer. Another thing that is not on my list, and I probably shouldn't put it on my list, but I'm going to anyways because I like to create reach goals, is the master bedroom closet. And we have like eaves in our bedroom. I call it a cubby space, where we have just stored a bunch of stuff since we moved, and I've not touched it. And the same thing with my master bedroom closet. I mean, all of our stuff fits in there. It's not organized, it's not neat or clean. I did not get anything to help me store like sweaters and things like that. In our previous house, I've mentioned this so many times, and if you go back and watch my old videos, we have no closets. We had no closets in our old house. So we didn't have like baskets or bins or things to keep clothes in like a nice walk-in closet. When we moved into this house, we have tons of closets, but I don't have any of them organized well because I've never used closets. And in my adult life, I've not used closets. So that's really something that I probably should think about. You know, it is funny, like even when I was in college, I had an armoire, which just, held some hangers of clothes and coats, but there was no like closet in my dorm room except for the armoire. And then when I moved into apartments junior and senior year, I didn't have closets. I don't know why this is. I just had like one of those silver racks where you could hang up coats, and that's what we had in our apartment when I lived with friends after college. I didn't have a closet. When my husband and I got married, we moved into an apartment with no closets. When we were in between housing, we lived with my mom for a little bit. We had no closets there. And then we moved into our house and there were no closets. So yeah, I need to take that sounds so stupid for like, how long have I been an adult? 25 years or something, and I just haven't had any closets. I need to take a class on how to organize closets. Anyways, I would like to do these 2 spaces. I don't know if it will happen or not. And then the other thing on my list is passports. I wanted to make an appointment. I haven't had time to make an appointment, and then it's been snowing so often that I haven't made an appointment because I didn't want to bother, since it would most likely get canceled, and I need my husband to be able to go to that as well. So anyways, we'll see. All right, so I'm not putting the unfinished basement on here. I might be able to make an appointment for, it won't be next week, but maybe the following week for passports. We will see. It's possible that I could still eke out getting these finished so that I can check that off. If I could just get all the paperwork done, that would be great. I would like to also start brainstorming homeschool. Now, I set up my lists for next year. That was the step, brainstorm list setup, and that's just in my teacher planner, my Erin Condren teacher planner, so that when I see something, I write it down. But I haven't really focused on that too much, and I need to think about it a little bit more, because number one, I'm not going to be planning anything for Emma for next year beyond maybe helping her sign up for some dual enrollment classes. She's not planning on going away to a 4-year college in the fall. She wants to take kind of like a gap year, which makes sense to me because she's 16. I wouldn't want to send her away, but she does have the option to do dual enrollment classes. She does have the option to join like a homeschool high school co-op, to do some fun things that way. She does have the opportunity to get a job and stuff like that. So that kind of stuff I don't really need to plan for. I mean, I do, but not in my teacher planner. But I need to kind of start thinking about Jack and Lucy. It's going to be really strange for me to plan out for just 2 kiddos next year. And I'm unsure of what we're going to be doing and how I'm going to manage it. I would like to spend some time this week doing that. Now, other things that I would like to do. I would like to, do I need to put these things down? No, I do not. I would like to read. I would like to plan for my garden. I need to build raised beds or get raised beds. I would like to potentially get some hoop covers, and I need to fix the garden fence. When I say I need to do these things, I need to get my husband on board to do a lot of these things. We have kind of dueling projects at the moment, so I just need to come up with some lists. My husband wants to get chickens again because, oh my goodness, eggs. I don't know where you guys live and how much eggs cost, but we usually get about 3 dozen eggs a week. And it cost me $25 to buy 3 dozen eggs last week. And I'm just, it was a little bit of a shock, because that has always been our cheap protein source, and it is definitely not. I mean, eggs have been expensive for like 5 years, and we don't always find them, which is why we used to have chickens, because it was actually more cost effective to feed our chickens like organic feed and let them free range and stuff. Of course, we had some fox issues, which made chicken ownership a little bit more challenging than when we lived in town. So we need to shore up some of that stuff and make sure we have better enclosures and stuff for the chickens if we get them again. Anyways, so I do want to consider that though. I've seen these little tunnels that go around gardens, and I feel like that would be really useful to keep pests and stuff out of the garden. We'll see. I've got to think about it. My kids are not into getting chickens again. They just don't want to deal with them in the winter because it's so cold here and we have to go out and change the water frequently. So if I can come up with systems or things to use so that we're not having to go out to unfreeze the water constantly, that would be good. Okay. And then maybe the greenhouse. That would be very cheery in this winter wonderland we're having. All right, this is my personal stuff. Okay. Now, for work stuff, let's see. I need to film and March goals. Now, it is very, very early to be thinking about March goals, but I'm feeling pretty good about February, even though it doesn't look like I've done all that much stuff. I have been doing quite a bit of stuff, and I think that if I get most of this stuff done over this week, I will be able to kind of think ahead to March. I want to think about the 13th week, which is something, I think I've talked about it a couple of times. It is from this book, The 12-Week Year, which I absolutely love. If you've never read this, you definitely should. It really helps you to focus on goals. And there is a concept called the 13th week, and it's kind of just a reset week in your year after your 90 days of goal progress, whatever you've been doing, to reassess, make some changes, and set up your next quarter. It is something that I kind of loosely do with my seasonal resets, but because I set up my year a little bit weird, I guess, because I have like the first quarter is Q1, April and May is my second quarter or season, June through August is my third season, and then September through November is my fourth season, and December I don't plan for personal goals. We focus on traditions and everything like that. I do Vlogmas. You can see a lot of that information on my YouTube channel. I've talked about it a lot, but I have wanted to spend a little bit more time exploring the 13th week in conjunction with Think Days. And I do a monthly reset every month. I do have kind of a week blocked off for a seasonal refresh with my goals, but it's more than that. I want it to be more than that. I want to spend some time, thinking through my master to-do list, which is something that I loosely use, the get it done method. It's really just like a capture for all of my thoughts and ideas and goal stuff, and any random thought that comes to my mind, things that we need to do, buy, etc., goes in here so that I'm not constantly thinking about it. I'm all about reducing the mental load. That is like primary goal for this year. And so I want to spend some time exploring those two things, 13th week and thinking days. Now, a thinking day, I've talked a lot about my monthly reset days over the years, and I do have like a playlist with my monthly reset days, and it kind of was derived from like a planning retreat / thinking days. Back in like 2016, I started thinking more about this, and then I really implemented those monthly reset days in 2017. What they are talking about is like going off and turning off all social media and just focusing on brainstorming and working and reading and like kind of renewing yourself. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that I kind of want to go through. I'll probably share more about that as I am going through things, but I want to really work on that. I've not written out goals for my work this year or for the first quarter. I do have some projects that I'm working on, but they are not like systematic SMART goals for my business. It's just projects that I've wanted to take on. So I do kind of want to brainstorm that. The other thing is I have been considering taking a big chunk of time off in the summer. And this is something I mentioned last week as well. I've always wanted to do this. It's since I heard Tish Oxenreider talk about it, maybe back in like 2010, 2009, 2008, sometime around there. When I was starting my business, she was talking about how she takes like 6 weeks off in the summer, and she still had content going up. It's a little bit different because back then it was all written content, and I do have a website, but I do a lot more video content now, and I have my membership community. So figuring out how to manage that while taking a break, I'm not entirely sure. but I am feeling such a draw to just stopping social media for a period of time and just taking a nice break, like deleting Facebook off my phone, not going on Instagram. I don't really go on Instagram to use Instagram except for just mindless scrolling. At this point, I don't really post anything on there. It's also kind of a busy time. Summer is, because people are starting to think about homeschool, but I feel like I should be able to take off July. I don't know. I have to think about it, but it is something that I want to think about a lot more this week. And then I need to do content planning for March and April, and I'm super excited because planner launch season is right around the corner, and it's one of my favorite times. I also need to finish the kids' chores. This needs to be filmed, which I was supposed to post last week, but I did not finish it because I kind of want to do like some printables and other stuff, and I just haven't had as much time to work on that as I needed to. Okay, so this is my brainstorm for the week. I am not going to plan out anything today. I think today is mainly just going to be getting the house in order. We did a lot of that yesterday, but getting laundry done, just getting groceries, making sure we have everything that we need in the house, because we're supposed to get like a foot of snow and then it's supposed to turn over to freezing rain, which is just going to be a total mess. Yes. Okay. So I will be back either tomorrow, Sunday, or Monday to start planning out the week and take you along with me. This is going to be a longer video, so buckle in and wish me luck. Happy Monday, friends. It is President's Day. My husband has the day off, so it's a little bit of a different day. It is our week off from homeschool this week, and like I said at the beginning of the video, I have all kinds of stuff that I want to get done. I don't know if any of it will get done today. I did get quite a bit of tidying done over the weekend, so I don't have a ton of stuff to do in that regard, but some of it is kind of on hold. I did end up ordering some bookshelves from Walmart. They were like, I don't know, like $30 or $35 a piece. They were supposed to be here yesterday, but because of the snowstorm, they were not here yesterday. Obviously, I did not record any daily planning for Saturday and Sunday. So Saturday, after I did my brain dump, I was just doing general Saturday chore stuff like laundry and everything, and then remembered that we were going to my mom's for dinner. And so we left, in the early afternoon, and we were gone until until nighttime, and then we were just getting ready for bed. So I didn't really get much done on Saturday, and then on Sunday, I have been trying really hard to keep it as a rest day. I did end up doing a lot of video editing yesterday, mainly for my content for this week. I am not going to time block my day today. I am doing a Monday reset, which you wouldn't think I would have to do that today, but for some reason I always do, and that essentially is just like laundry and tidying and then food prep. I got a few things, food prep on Saturday, but not a lot of things. I need to make a grocery list. I want to roast this turkey that I got at Thanksgiving. Like after Thanksgiving, they always have sales and you can buy frozen turkeys for 39 cents a pound. So I always get a couple of turkeys, and I cannot find a roasting pan anywhere, so that's really annoying. And I don't have like a turkey roasting, like a reusable one. I always buy disposable ones, but maybe I need to look into getting one, because gosh, when I want to make like a pork shoulder or a spiral ham or a turkey, it is kind of challenging to find a pan, because I always buy like the largest size so that we can have it for multiple meals and be turned into multiple meals. Anyways, that was a lot of talking. I'm not going to be doing any filming today. I think I am going to work a little bit on March goals, not actually write out my goals on my tending list, but just brainstorm, and we'll see how it goes. I think, what I was saying about the bookshelves is I can't start on my basement until I get those bookshelves put together, and so I don't know when I'm going to be able to work on that, because I don't want to, I can go down there and tidy up stuff, but it's pretty tidy down there already. So my whole thing is going through the homeschool curriculum and moving books to the new bookshelves. And then I'm going to take one of the cube shelves and put it in Jack's room, and then probably put the other 2 cube shelves out in the garage for the time being. Emma wants to turn the upstairs of our garage into like an apartment / office for her. So there's no heat or anything out there. There is electricity, but there's no windows. That I'm not sure how realistic that is for like a spring project for her, but we'll see. So I want to work on my March goals, and I do think I'm going to get all of my projects done this week. I'm not too concerned. I might do kids' clothes, but I might just honestly take another day to rest. I am going through some homeschool stuff for next year. Isn't that insane? 2025, 2026. I was just looking online because somebody had left a comment on one of my older teacher planner videos, and I was like, when do the teacher planners come out? And it kind of varies year to year, but most recently it's been in May, and I am like ready for the new planner by May because I have new curriculum that I need to write down and start planning stuff for our new homeschool year. But they do have undated planners, but I just prefer the dated planners. Anyways, I'm going to be working on my homeschool brainstorm, and then I might also just do some summer break brainstorming. I know that I think I talked about this when I did my list. I'm pretty sure that I did, and I know that I've talked about it in another video, that I really would like to take the summer off from social media, and I'm trying to figure out what that would look like. It wouldn't look like me taking time off from my membership community. I would still be in my membership community. We'd still be doing our co-working live streams each week. We would still have all of the same content and, periodic workshops and whatnot. But the rest of it, like my main homeschool network Facebook group, I hate to leave them in the lurch in the summer. So maybe I will see if I can find somebody to just kind of take over for 6 weeks and just approve posts and add new members. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe I will just take the summer off and just say it doesn't matter. Sometimes that's how I feel, but we will see. So I was up, gosh, I don't need to time block today, but I'm going to write some things down. I was up at 5:30 because I totally forgot to shut off my alarm. I just have a recurring 5:30 a.m. alarm. Usually I'm up before 5:30, but this morning I was not. I was planning on sleeping in. I went to bed later. I knew that I could sleep in today. My watch was on the charger. I did not have like anything on silent or anything. And so my phone started going off at 5:30 and it woke me up and I was like, oh my gosh. And then of course, as soon as I'm awake, I can't actually go back to sleep. So that is what it is. I did work stuff until 8:30 and then get ready and breakfast. And then I've been doing laundry for the past hour, and now I'm planning. It's 10:30 right now, so I'm finishing up my plan for the day, and then I think that I'm just going to put home management and thinking tasks. I don't necessarily need to be working on this stuff today, but because I have so much time, I think I just want to do it because I typically do my thinking tasks on my monthly reset day, but because we have this week off, it is a good time for me to kind of brainstorm goals and do homeschool stuff. My monthly reset isn't until February 27th, which seems kind of late because, March starts just like 2 days later, but I won't start my goals until the Monday, which is the 3rd. And so that's where we're at. We'll see how today goes. I may come back and get some more stuff done. I may not. We will see. That's my check on Monday. Happy Tuesday, friends. It's like 10 o'clock. Oh my goodness. All right, so I did all of this stuff. March goals brainstorm. Did not do kids' clothes. Did work on this. I did work a little bit on this. Yesterday was kind of a weird day because my husband was home, and whenever he is home, I don't do my normal things. I don't know why. It just is what it is. But today's Tuesday, and it is 10 o'clock, like I said. I had planned to come in earlier and do my planning. I was making Lucy breakfast around like 9:15, and my husband called to talk about insurance stuff, and honestly, we just spent an hour doing that. It was, I hate insurance. I really do. But it is a necessary evil, I guess. So I had a good day yesterday. I didn't start any projects. My book cases did come in. Well, 3 of them came in. So that's good for the basement, because that's kind of like, I kind of need to get those put together before I can start working on the basement. I know that I said that yesterday. This afternoon, my kids have friends coming over, and so like in a couple of hours, I have to go pick them up. So I don't know how much I'm going to get done today. I thought I was going to work on filming this morning, but then I did not end up doing that, so I don't know what I'm going to do. So dailies are floors, vacuum, surfaces, office desk, and I might try and put the shelves together. I don't really want to. I hate building furniture. I used to love it, but as I've gotten older, I really would like to just purchase furniture that is built, that is already pre-built and can just be moved into my house, but everything needs to be put together these days. So I don't know if I'm going to actually do this or not, or I might just start decluttering the section of my basement where those shelves are going to be. But I'm also exhausted because last night we had like 40-mile-an-hour winds all night long and I could not sleep. It was so loud, and yeah, this is becoming one of those weeks that I put a lot of stock into and then I'm just not sure. So maybe I will work on my entryway today. That might be good. And pantry stuff. That is stuff that I can kind of just do. And then when my kids' friends are over, I'm probably just going to work on brainstorming. And that is homeschool and goals. I would like to put together posts for Facebook. I could do a little bit of editing for my week of daily plans, which I'm filming right now, but I have a couple of days. And then I would like to kind of work on some ChatGPT stuff. That probably is what I will end up doing this afternoon. Read, walk. Dinner is going to be mac and cheese, or no, I think I'm going to do chicken stir fry. Now, I'm not going to do anything with my time blocking today because it's just kind of a mess. It's 10 o'clock right now. I know that I already said that. I've not had breakfast yet. I need to make myself some food, and then by the time I get the kitchen all cleaned up from the kids' breakfast and me eating, I'm probably going to be making lunch for the kids and then going to get their friends. So I don't really have a whole lot of time to be doing anything. I'll probably work on my dailies. I'm probably not going to put the shelves together this afternoon. I mean, maybe I will. We'll see. This is Tuesday. I'm not sure how much I'm going to get done today, though. Happy Wednesday, friends. We are halfway through the week and things are going well. Yeah. Yesterday was a good day. It was a good day. It was not as productive as I had hoped. However, I did spend a lot of time in the afternoon doing some thinking tasks. It's really interesting. I have been rereading Atomic Habits, and well, at least I find it interesting. Hopefully you will as well. And yesterday I was spending a lot of time just kind of contemplating my daily tasks and how long these things take and where I can make more efficiencies, and some of the struggles that I have, just not having bad habits, but things like my communication routine is very, very, especially when it comes to my Facebook group, and trying to figure out a way to manage that better is something that I've been thinking about. And then yesterday I was going to work on posts for Facebook and just some other communication things, like answering questions and stuff like that. But instead what I did was I sat down and I listened to a podcast, a Tim Ferriss podcast. He had Aaron Stepple on, who recently wrote The Sovereign Child, and it was really interesting listening to that. And it kind of prompted me to remember all of the things that I loved doing when I first started my business. And it was a lot of research and sharing with my community. But all of that extra stuff will often get crowded out with just the daily things that I have to do. And so I don't have as much time to work on those things as I would like. Anyways, it was interesting for me to kind of set all of my normal day-to-day aside and sit down and just listen to a podcast and take notes and do some more research and some writing and stuff that I love doing, but don't seem to take the time to do as much of anymore. Part of it is because I sometimes feel just uninspired. Like I've written everything or I've talked about everything that I could possibly talk about. But I mentioned this in one of my recent goals videos. I feel like I'm referring to a lot of stuff that I maybe started looking at 10, 15 years ago, and having new ideas and new thoughts surrounding that with obviously all of my lived experience since that point. So anyways, I don't know why I'm sharing this, but it was interesting to just kind of put aside all of the daily to-dos to sit and work on something interesting and something that challenged my brain a little bit. So yesterday was a good day. I did not put the shelves together. I don't know if I'm going to do that. It is on my list to get the basement done. I don't know if I'm even going to bother doing that this week or not. I really thought that I would, but I do need to get the shelves put together. And if I do it, it's going to be a really long process. If I wait for my husband, it'll be done in about the same amount of time because he will wait until the weekend, obviously, to work on it. And then maybe on Sunday I could start getting stuff in the basement situated. I'm not sure. I do have a video to record today, but I'm unsure what I want to work on. That's the bottom line. So I have my dailies. I was up at 4:45 and I must have slept well last night because I was so exhausted last night and I thought that I would sleep in today. I did not. I keep shutting my alarm off except for on Monday, but I keep waking up early. So okay, dailies. I need to do laundry today. Checked in with Patreon this morning and made Homeschool Network. It's like 7:15 right now. So today I am planning on vlogging. I don't know what we're going to do. I really don't. I did clean out my entryway yesterday, but I have not done my entryway closet, so maybe I will work on that. I also need to record a homeschool update, and that's for this Friday, so that really needs to be done, and then I need to edit it, and I need to edit my week of daily plans, which I'm filming right now. But I can add to it after I finish this. And let's see. All right, so I'm going to get ready for the day here. I'm going to put breakfast and clean up here, and then I'm going to put home projects / goals, and who knows what I will actually work on. And then this afternoon I want to walk and then read. I also want to spend some time doing this Explore the 13th Week. I have been rereading the 12-week year, and I am putting together some information for my membership community, as well as hopefully a video on YouTube about the 13th week, how I'm kind of managing that with my year, which is shorter because I don't set personal goals in December, and just how I'm kind of managing all of that stuff. I've been kind of thinking a little bit. I know that sounds so strange. I have my monthly reset day, which is really important, but I'm wanting to spend a little bit more time seasonally working on things and kind of resetting for the season. Part of it is goals, but also part of it is just home management, seasonal stuff, homeschool management. And I kind of fit that stuff around my monthly reset. When a new quarter comes into play, like at the end of March, I would do a little bit more around my monthly reset day. It will kind of be pieced out over the entire week, but I'm trying to structure things a little bit differently so it's more functional for me, but I'm having to spend a little bit of time thinking about that so that I can come up with some action plans. So I do want to do that a little bit more. Leftovers for dinner, because yesterday I made homemade mac and cheese, and I have some chicken that I made on Monday in the fridge as well. So we have plenty of food, so I can just focus on that. Okay, this is my plan for today. We will see how it goes. Wish me luck. Hopefully I will get a ton of stuff done. I will have a vlog of this day at some point, so stay tuned. And I will check in a couple of seconds to let you know how everything went. Happy Thursday, friends. Oh my goodness, yesterday was an okay day. I did not do all of the things that I wanted to, but I was able to do some of the things. I did not do any recording yesterday. Yesterday morning, After I did my plan, my husband called and said, "Oh, we have a guy coming to get the snowblower to look at and repair," which we had called him, a couple of weeks ago to see if he could come and pick up the snowblower to fix it, but he didn't have any availability, and then he just texted my husband, and so I was having to be available to open the garage and all of that stuff, and so it kind of threw off my morning, and the dog was just insane yesterday. So I had a bunch of people back and forth between oil and the snowblower and plows and all of this stuff, so I couldn't have my dog outside, and she was just going crazy all day. And so, yeah, it was not as successful as I had hoped, but I did make a huge dent in my entryway closet. I got rid of a bunch of stuff. I moved the shoes. I did not deep clean it the way that I want to, and I haven't completely finished it. I did vlog yesterday, which was, I don't know, I'm not sure it was that successful, but that will be coming soon. And so I feel good about how things are going in the entryway closet, but I'm still kind of on the fence as to whether I'm going to replace the shelving in there. I talked about that a little bit, I think, yesterday in my vlog, that I would like to get rid of the wire shelving. I'd like to get rid of the wire shelving throughout all of the closets in the house. I just don't find them useful because you can't really organize things well on them. I don't know. So, but I did make a good dent in it, and I cleaned out a bunch of stuff. Part of it is because, well, I mentioned this yesterday, so if you watch my vlog on the entryway closet clean out, this will be a repeat, or maybe like a preview, I guess. We have all of our recycling and all of my mops and brooms and cleaning stuff, as well as the dog's food, as well as winter boots and stuff. So there's not a whole lot of space in there. I mean, it's a really nice closet, but when you put all of that stuff in there, it's just really packed full. And so I need to come up with a better way to store those things. But I honestly, there isn't really a better place to put them, because even in, like, we have a linen closet downstairs, and that holds like blankets and medicines and stuff like that, but there's not enough room to stick brooms and stuff in there. I don't know. Maybe if we removed one of the shelves, I could fit more stuff. I just don't know. Anyways, so yesterday was a good day. I did end up finishing around 2:00, and then I did my walk, and then I was reading, and I felt really good about the day overall with the number of interruptions. Now, today, I thought that I would be doing more vlogging today, but I actually have a bunch of videos that I want to film for YouTube, the first of which is my homeschool update, which is supposed to go up tomorrow. Nothing like waiting until the last minute. This week has gone so fast, and I feel like I have not utilized the time as well as I could have. And it's just one of those things. I do feel like I'm making progress, but not nearly as much as I thought I would. So I want to tidy my office today. I do want to film a bunch of videos. I think I have 5 that I want to film. If we look at my goals, I did the entryway closet, and I haven't really done much else. And I think that, I don't know. I'm just kind of unsure. I haven't been keeping track of everything either. I did not homeschool plan this week. I did not do the homeschool list. Weekly planning I did. Sabbath I did. Passion projects and screen-free day is tomorrow. Okay. So my plan this week was to do all of these declutter projects. Basement and homeschool curriculum is kind of getting pushed off. My husband is going to put together the shelves this weekend, so it is possible I will still get this done before next week, but the rest of this stuff, I don't know. I think, well, I'll talk about it in my goals update, which I will be doing soon. I am also hoping to do the meeting with Emma today. We will see. Oh, goodness. I think maybe my February was a little bit more than I should have planned, especially after being so sick in January. Like, I knew that I had this week, but I just should have assumed that it was going to be a little bit different. Okay, I am still working on the 13th week, and this is both personal and for some content that I'm putting together for my members and for YouTube and my website. Yesterday I spent a lot of time trying to kind of map out my year, because December I don't set new personal goals, but I do still have a lot of traditions and things that go on attending list essentially. But my actual planning for the quarters is a little bit different, because if you've watched any of my goals videos, you will kind of understand this already. My first quarter is January through March. My second quarter or season is April and May. Then June through August is my summer season, and September through November is my fall season. And that kind of coincides with homeschool seasons as well. You know, we do start our homeschool year usually in July, which I know is very early and not common for a lot of people, but we do kind of consider ourselves year-round homeschoolers. It gives us more wiggle room. For instance, when we do have sick days, or if we have travel plans that come up, or we want to do something different, we really look at the full year for fitting in all of our home instruction days rather than just looking at September through May. That just works for us. And as homeschoolers, we are able to do a lot more learning at odd points in the year. And so it just kind of works. But I'm exploring this 13th week as kind of my seasonal refresh for my goals, which is something that I do with my power sheets, but also kind of a seasonal refresh on other aspects of my life. Like, it shouldn't just be about goals. It should be all aspects of my life. This is kind of where my thinking around thinking days and monthly resets and just setting up for the next few months. A lot of it is goal related, but a lot of it is home reset. It's also homeschool planning, looking ahead to the next several months and what we have going on, field trips and all of that kind of stuff, just to kind of have an understanding of what we're doing. So it's been really interesting for me to kind of deep dive on this 13th week. It's coming from that book, The 12-Week Year, but that chapter, the 13th week, is very basic. It just says, this is just a recap and setting up for the next quarter, which obviously if you're following the 12-week year process for goal setting, they go through all of those steps in that book. But I'm kind of looking at it beyond just goals and allowing myself to have the room several weeks a year to just not be focused on goals, like making progress on my goals, but planning, so that during the season itself, I can focus solely on progress, because I know that I'm going to have a week where I can kind of reset and recap and think ahead and manage that stuff. I think that it's important. It's just kind of how I'm setting up the systems in my life, but it's been a lot of fun for me to kind of explore that. So this morning I was up at 6:30. I slept in and I did my morning routine. It's 10 o'clock right now, and I don't know why I put 6:30 when I could have just used this line. So I did work tasks here, and then I did get ready and breakfast. And now I am planning, and then I am going to sit down and film my videos, and hopefully it won't take me, well, it's going to take, I don't know if I'm really going to get all of these done. I have a few front-facing videos, my homeschool update, most importantly, and then my reading update as well, which this month has been terrible for books, so we'll see how that update goes. And then I have a lot of top-down stuff that I need to do. I want to plan out homeschool for the week, for next week, and I also want to record that. I think that is all I'm going to put for right now. We will see how much I actually get filmed this morning, and then kind of just, I have some laundry that I need to sort that I did last night that I did not sort. The kids need to put stuff away. I have my live stream this afternoon, which is going to be spend tracking and bills. I have a grocery delivery here, and then I think I'm going to make stir fry for dinner, which I think I had written that earlier in the week, but I am going to do that tonight. So I need to make rice. And then, yes. Okay, so here is my plan for Thursday, and it's not going to be a very exciting day. I really just need to get some content filmed, and then we will see what else I can accomplish. Happy Friday, friends. Oh my goodness, it has been a week. I really thought I was going to get a lot more done this week than I did, and I do feel good about the progress that I've made, but it was not at all what I had wanted. Well, let's go over Thursday first. I did get my laundry done. I did my dailies. I did the office tidy. I did focus on the 13th week. I didn't do any content associated with it, which is why it's in two places. I was just kind of considering it for my own calendar setup, and I figured out, I think, how I want to lay it out. I will talk more about that in March, I think. It will be a learning process for both of us. I have a lot of ideas around this 13th week. However, I have also come to kind of recognize that when I put a lot of stock into one particular week, for instance, this week, I cannot plan for everything. I could have planned better for like when my husband was home on Monday, understanding that I probably wouldn't do a lot of projects on that day because he was home. And then Tuesday, I woke up not sleeping well at all, and my kids were having friends over in the afternoon. I did a lot of like processing and thinking tasks and kind of getting some stuff rearranged, but I didn't have a lot of time to work on a big project. Wednesday, I was able to get my entryway closet done, so that was good. Yesterday, I filmed a lot of videos, so that was good. I still did not finish all of the content that I needed to, but at least I made a big dent in it, and that was good. And I did get my spend tracking done, and I have been able to rest a lot this week, which is also what I've needed. So it's kind of interesting to think about having this 13th week, how I want to kind of think of that week, what would be realistic to cover during that week, and whether or not my kids will be in school during that week, you know, doing their homeschool or whatnot. Obviously not all year, but some of the time they would spend time doing that. So it's just kind of interesting to think about. It reminds me of how I am trying to slow down. I am trying to remove things that I don't need. I'm trying out new systems, so they're not always going to be 100% perfect the first time around or even the 50th time around. So it's all just a learning process and making tweaks and adjustments as needed, as my life situation changes, as seasons change, all of that kind of stuff. So even though all of this stuff that I thought I would be getting to this week and not actually getting done, I do feel still good about the things that I did work on. It's Friday. I was up at 5 a.m. again, which was nice. I have laundry to do. Usually I am not a laundry every day kind of person, but this week I've had a lot of laundry. I have no idea why, and I actually need to wash the sheets today. Today is my day to do some bigger cleaning tasks. It is our screen-free day. I need to clean the bathrooms. I want to go through this home and sort planner from Erin Condren that they just came out with recently. I did do a whole walkthrough of this. I find it really fascinating because instead of separating the sections by area of your home, they're separating the sections by a theme. So each month you're doing a different thing like decluttering or deep cleaning or digital decluttering or meal prep and planning. So I want to read through all of this information and just kind of see, because it is an undated planner, I'd like to kind of see maybe where I want to start. Obviously, I think decluttering is probably the best spot to start, but we will see. Because it's our screen-free day, I don't expect to be doing too much of anything today, honestly. You know, I thought maybe I would come in and just do a bunch of stuff, try and play catch up and get things done. My husband's going to put the shelves together tomorrow. That kind of set me back too, because they arrived late, and then I didn't want to put them together myself, so having to wait for my husband to do it, which is totally fine. It just kind of pushes everything back, and it is what it is. So I think I just need to kind of take a break and not put pressure on myself to get a lot of stuff done today, and remember that I just want to slow down. The past several Fridays have been really good for us for Screen-Free Day. Obviously in January we were sick, but February has been really, really good. We've been playing games, we've gotten a lot of tidying done around the house, and just kind of like hung out together. So it has been a lot of fun. So that is my plan for today. I do have some top-down content that I need to do, and I need to get my homeschool plan done for next week. Typically I do homeschool planning on Sunday, And I really wanted to do this yesterday and did not get a chance to. By the time I was done everything else, all of my filming took quite a long time in the morning. And then I was getting lunch and cleaning up from lunch, and I had a grocery delivery, so I had to get all of the stuff put away, and then my live streams. And then obviously at the end of that, I was done for the day. No, that's not true. I was making dinner and then I was done for the day. So I didn't get a chance to do the top-down content, and I also didn't get a chance to get my homeschool plan done. I want to film that so that I can have that for you, I hope next week, but I would like to do it a little bit earlier and not have to do it on Sunday. I still think that I will end up doing my normal weekly planning on Sunday, but if I can do my homeschool plan on Thursday or Friday, that would be really good, because then I don't have to think about it. It's one less thing I have to do on Sunday. My weekly planning does not take me that long, but my homeschool planning does take a significant amount of time, just because I'm, doing any grading, I'm updating things, I'm checking in with the kids on where they are at for the week, where they are at in their curriculum, all of that kind of stuff. It takes a long time. So I would like to start doing that a little bit earlier. We will see. I want to do a walk, which I didn't do yesterday. I want to read. I want to also work more on the 13th week, and I probably won't do any content, but just kind of taking notes to figure out exactly what I want to share and how I'm going to incorporate it with my own schedule. That's just another thing that I need to focus on. Okay, so I got up and I did my morning routine. And then I did work tasks. It is 8:15 right now. I have been editing, plan for the day, get ready, breakfast, and cleanup. And then I will work on home management. Oh, I didn't put my dailies down. Lunch. And then I will probably do walk here and read here. And then I will do thinking tasks here. It's funny because I think I may have mentioned that I was working on reading through the Atomic Habits book again, and I just read the chapter there yesterday or the day before on action versus motion. So motion is a lot of the planning and the thinking, and you feel like you're being productive because you are thinking about all of these things that you have to do, but you're not doing the action associated with them. And it was partly convicting and partly just an interesting thought. I do feel like I do an enormous amount of planning and thinking, and I kind of process through writing and chatting with you all, but I do feel like I take a lot of action as well. However, this week I feel has been a lot more thinking related, and I kind of feel like it's kind of like a culmination of all of these thoughts that I've had lately about reading about thinking days and how these CEOs from businesses will just take like a day each month where they turn off all technology and they just focus on planning for the month ahead and all of that stuff. So that's kind of where my monthly reset day comes into play. But then there are also times when they will just kind of go off the grid and just focus on reading and research and education and learning and all of that stuff. And I almost feel like I have kind of not been doing that as much. I used to do it so much more until all of that stuff is now such second nature to me that I don't think about it when I'm doing it, but it is still stuff that I want to share with people. And I think I may have mentioned this one of the days this week that, through my lived experience, I have different views on a lot of those things. Not different, but just more fleshed out at this point. So it's really interesting to see how all of these pieces kind of fit together. It's made me really consider taking, a big chunk of time off of social media. I don't really use social media. I know that I've said that before. I don't really use social media. I don't share anything on social media. I don't share a lot of my work stuff on social media. I do have YouTube, which technically counts as social media, and I do have my Facebook group, Maine Homeschool Network, but that's really about it. Like, I don't share pictures every day on Instagram. I used to when I first got Instagram, when it first started, and there was like a chronological feed of your friends and what they were doing, like a snapshot. But now everything is so curated, and I don't share curated stuff. I am so just real. This is what's going on. And that doesn't really have traction with social media, so I don't find a lot of value in it. It's making me consider getting off of social media, taking more time to educate myself. I mean, I do a lot of education and learning with my kids through homeschool, but I don't do as much for my own benefit now because like I've read all of the homeschool books, like pretty much every single homeschool book out there. I have read, I have notes on, I've really processed through them. I have read so many home management books. I've read so many books about time management and goals and setting goals and just all of those things that I need to come up with something new. I love learning. And actually my number one strength in the Strengths Finder, if you've ever done the Strengths Finder from Gallup, is learner. And so I love that aspect of research and stuff. So anyways, it's been really interesting to kind of see all of the pieces shuffle around, but also come together. And I don't know what any of this has to do with planning out today, but these are just the thoughts that I've been having lately. So anyways, this is my plan for today. This week, again, has not been at all what I expected. And even this morning, I woke up with kind of a stomach ache and just not feeling 100%. So I'm just going to take it easy and kind of remove the pressure from myself. I think that's part of the issue, is that sometimes I put too much pressure on myself for these weeks because I know that in my general day-to-day I don't have a ton of time and wiggle room to get bigger projects done. And so when I have a free week, I want to spend it doing all of these things, and it doesn't always pan out. But overall, I do feel good about the week. So I'm going to get started. Jack is awake. Emma and Lucy are still asleep. I'm going to take a shower, and then hopefully I'll get some of my content filmed and I can move on with the day. See, I don't even have, this is my time blocking, but I don't even have this in my plan. Oh, Heather. Well, we'll see. We'll see if I can fit it in. So I will check in a couple of seconds and let you know how the day went. Okay, guys. It is Saturday, and yesterday was not as successful as I had wanted. You know, I thought that I was going to get a lot more cleaning done, but I didn't. By the time I got everything kind of cleaned up and I was ready to start doing more home management stuff, I just was not feeling it. And so part of that was my stomach ache yesterday, but I just did not feel like doing the things. I don't know, I'm just really unmotivated this week, which is unfortunate because I had wanted to do so much stuff. But I did focus on the home and sort planner, which I am really excited about. I did some reading. I did a bunch of research for the 13th week. I did my dailies. I hung out with the kids. It was a really good day. It was a really good day. Not maybe as productive as it could have been, but that's where I'm going to wrap up this week of daily plans. Did it turn out how I wanted? Absolutely not, but that's okay. My husband is going to put the shelves together today, so I'm hoping this afternoon I can focus on getting some of the books moved over. I will probably do more of that tomorrow, even though I like to keep Sunday as a Sabbath. That is something that I wanted to do this past week and just did not get to for a variety of reasons. So I'm going to wrap everything up here. I hope that you enjoyed this video and you found it informative and helpful. It is interesting when you go into a week having all of this motivation to get things done, and then just one thing after another kind of pops up so that it derails what your plan was. Did I make progress in some things this week? Absolutely. Did I make the progress that I wanted to make? No. And I kind of shifted my ideas of what I wanted to focus on. Probably by Tuesday I did that. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, and I will see you in the next one. Thanks guys. Bye.